Daddy, would you open the kitchen window?
So, Fatman.
Canadian Fatman.
Where'd you get that?
Where the fuck is Canadian Fatman?
I don't know. Listen, let's start the show off on a somber note. This is going to be my last Tuesday show for a while.
Boo!
So it's deadly that I get to play Canadian Fatman at least one more time.
Even though it says sleazy on your thing.
Yeah, well, we realize that is shit. I will stab you with scissors, cat.
Well, as as Ryan contemplates killing cats, we'll talk about that and so much more on the wrestling show. Welcome everyone, this is Sleazy.
This is Canadian Fatman.
And welcome everyone to another wonderful episode. I'm still weird. Fatman is not here this week. Unfortunately, he had a family emergency that I had to deal with. But everyone else is here. Let's start with Mr. Fuck Dave Meltzer himself. Dietzy Heavy G.
Hey, sorry. How you doing, everybody?
Man, I was going to wait till after, but I'm going to say it now. Heavy G, you look like you're so fat you could cut you and ragu would pour out. That's how I would.
You got it right. You got that right, baby.
Well done.
Nada.
Oh my goodness. And of course, it's
and he's drinking out of a Godfather mug.
Right?
You know it, baby.
Of course, the man who knows his trivia better than he knows his drafts, Brandon Dietz is here with us. Okay,
how you doing, everyone?
Today is once again
a fun day.
Today
is fun. I love these episodes.
Don't we all really? I'm just gonna give it to Ryan. Today is grab bag day for Reddit. The Fatal 4-bag.
I hope you got some shit. I got a little bit of stuff, but like not a lot. I hope you got some shit too.
I do not actually. I have a bunch of news and rumors, and that's about it.
Well, everybody open Reddit. Everybody open Reddit and find some shit. It was cooling up. I will, before we go ahead, update our King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring standings.
Yes.
Son of a bitch.
So, first off, might I point that Heavy G finished, 1 point away from Sleazy, and he missed half the first round.
Right?
Half the first round.
How bad was my fucking bracket? I can't.
Would you like to know? No, I got it.
No, I don't want to know. It's so bad.
After 2.5 rounds, because Raw happened last night, the men's and the women's happened, but because of everything that we had done in our side for the Queen of the Ring, everything came to last night for us. So as I bring up the points, before it happened, it was standard that if Io Sky made it to the finals, my brother Christopher won outright because of the brackets. If Lia Valkyrie won, I won. Lia Valkyrie won.
Fuck you.
I don't have Lia in the finals because I had fucking Tiffany winning. I had Tiffany and Lia in the finals. So nobody else can get points in the Queen of the Ring. So the final standings go. 7th place, Heavy G, 5 points. 6th place, Sleazy, 6 points. 5th place, Dietz, 7 points.
Moderate, I'll take it.
Right, top of the bottom feeders.
Yep.
4th place, 10 points was Al.
Fuck Al Barrett. Hey. Hashtag fuck Al Barrett.
3rd was Chris, my brother, with 11. With Lia Valkyrie's win, Fatman jumped into 2nd with 12 points, and I won with 16.
Wow.
So, again, shocked that me and Fatman are 1-2.
Yeah, me too.
Right? So, that finishes off. So, whoever wins the Queen of the Ring, great. We've done ours. We got ours. To go to the King of the Ring, it is still undecided because as it stands right now, all these people are eliminated. Okay. All these people are eliminated, which would be Sleazy was dead last with 5 points. He can't get any more points. Dietz 7.
Shocker.
Dietz with 7. He can't get any more points. Heavy G with 9. He can't get any more points. Fatman with 9. He can't get any more points. The last 3 people, again, me, Al, and Chris. Chris currently has 9 points. Tamatanga wins, puts him to 12. If Tamatanga wins the finals, puts him to 17 for the victory. Me and Al are both tied with 13 because Gunther made the finals. We need Gunther to win unless Tama loses Friday night, which means me and Al will go half-seas on the championship, which all the same leaves the wrestling show both winners, essentially.
I hate all of this.
Hey, man, listen, you didn't put your gift card up this time. If you had to do the gift card and I won the men's and the women's, I was getting that ring with Queen of the Ring, King of the Ring. But I was going to buy it just shitty like this. I thought it was funny. I don't think it was on a King of the Ring standing. I know right off the bat, the first thing I got, and it's going to jump through because I was thinking about it, and I saw it on Reddit. It's, who do you think of when you first see this championship out? Now, last week we did a promo or a preview of it. Asked Sleazy and Fatman. I asked Sleazy about Cara championships. I asked Fatman about NWA championships. Just to give a little preview. So I have a list here now of all the former championships used in WWE. I'm going to name a belt. I want a name. Just to see. I see if you give us the typical name or if you give us somebody different. I'll start with everybody different to give it a straight up. Sleazy, since you are the women's wrestling enthusiast, when you think of the original WWE Women's Championship, who comes to mind?
Wendy Richter.
Wow. Dates?
Bull Nakano.
That's a good one, too.
AJ?
Moolah.
So we all have different. When I first thought, it was like, because I'm looking at the belts, and then a name pops in as I ask you. I thought of Alonda Braze.
Blaze is another good one. I mean, there's people forget that because it wasn't as heavily featured, doesn't mean there were a bunch of really good women wrestlers back then.
Fair.
So it once again, it kind of got pushed to the side because it wasn't, it didn't draw, especially at that point, So like the Jumping Bomb Angels,
Yeah.
Let's be real. Women's wrestling's not drawing now. Drawing more than it did back then. I will 100% say that. Women's wrestling's not drawing now. Women's wrestling draw, AEW be making money off Mercedes Moné.
I'm going to say, well, let me throw this out there. In the U.S., you'd be correct. In Japan, I would disagree with that to a point. Obviously, New Japan's going to be number 1. Noah's going to be number 2. But TJPW is doing a lot of good stuff. Stardom's doing good stuff. Ice Ribbon's doing a bunch of good stuff. There's a lot of stuff out there that is drawing crowds. So...
Okay, no, I get it. I'll accept that. Now, I got the women's one out of the way because we're all progressive on this show.
Wow.
Heavy G, who do you think of when you think and see the WWF Light Heavyweight Championship?
Taka Michinoku.
I saw Deets smile. I assume that's your answer too, Deets.
No. I went straight Brian Christopher.
Even though I never won it? Interesting.
Yeah, that's what he tried to win multiple times.
That's exactly why I wanted this. Like, to hear the answers. Like, that's
No, the reason why I laughed, I actually visited a local Funko shop today as part of my stops for my job. And smack dab in the case of their expensive stuff was an authentic WWF light heavyweight title.
Wow, really?
And I immediately offered him my WCW United States title, and he just looked at me weird.
That's a hard trade, man.
No,
you know what I mean?
Very pretty good.
Sleazy, end us off on this one.
Tajiri.
Gilbert, boys.
Gilbert is a good one too.
Fucking
S.A.
Gilbert.
Rios can also come to mind.
I'm surprised. There's two names I'm really shocked that I never heard, and that was X-Pac, because he basically unified that in the Cruiserweight title, and S.A. Rios, because he entered Dwayne Gill's title reign. Which means we go to Dietz, and I know Dietz loves this belt, so I'll ask specifically about that one, the WCW United States Championship.
Lex Luger. Yep.
Now, I will preface it because I've noticed a couple of different answers, because my mind immediately went to the old one. I was thinking about the new one, but essentially it was more of the discussion that I like. So I do like Luger as the answer. Sleazy.
Yeah.
Oh, Sleazy, give me the answer. I'm going to go kill a cat. Hold on.
That goddamn cat. Oh man. Honestly, there's...
That's tough.
It is. It really is tough. I mean, I guess DDP. When I think of U.S. title, I think DDP, which is really strange considering what he won it. Well, he won it twice.
Yeah, it wasn't very long.
Yeah, it wasn't a long title reign, but I guess I have this memory locked in of him losing it, and the angle of him, losing basically everything. He lost his valet, his music, his everything. He's just like almost similar to Baron Corbin's gimmick.
Happy sad.
Yeah. Broke Corbin.
Mine actually takes me to a rivalry.
Is it fucking Magnum TA and Tully Blanchard? You fucking old fuck. I knew it. It's like you're old.
There's actually two. Magnum TA, Tully Blanchard, I quit. Or Magnum TA, Nikita Koloff, best of 7.
You know what I'm hearing? Magnum TA.
The Magnum TA, basically.
Magnum TA.
Here, let's
fucking mustache.
I have to throw this out there because I always love hearing different opinions about this. Magnum TA, is that man a world champion?
If he doesn't get injured, hell yeah. Definitely.
Assuming, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing between him and Flair would have gone on for years. I don't think Steamboat and Flair would have had the run they had if Magnum T doesn't get hurt.
I believe that to a point. Because as I said yes, and I agree, my mind did the Reddit wander, and I went, if that was the case, Nikita Koloff would have been world champion because he was just as hot when he replaced Magnum TA. And Heavy G, as our correspondent from back in the day.
Oh, you dick.
Like that.
In other words, being the old
would have been Heavy G.
The old fuck on the panel. Being 51, yeah, I'm the old fuck on the panel. I remember.
To be fair, for the U.S. title for me, Raven. Only held it once. Only held it for a night. Yeah, baby. Yeah, I got my charger, baby. Yeah, he only held it for a night and lost it to Goldberg, which went into the Goldberg run. But Raven was always, because we have to answer a wrestling answer. If I answer anybody, I'm answering Dietz, because that picture in our promo, I love that fucking belt. It's one of my top 5 favorite belts of all time. And it was even better when Lance Storm put the Canadian sticker on it.
That's literally what I was just about to fucking say.
Okay.
I fucking love that entire run.
Sleazy, we will dip into another thing that you very much enjoy. Who is your ECW champion? ECW, not WWECW. I will preference the difference here.
I don't think it changes the answer. Mikey Whipwreck. Yeah.
I've taken shits bigger than Mikey Whipwreck.
I know.
I know. Listen, the fact that he is a Triple Crown champion in ECW too.
Yes, he is. It's funny because he is one of those like true underdog champion style workers. You know, it just meant everything when he won. It was a moment in time. Was the actual title reign a big deal? No, it was the moment. But the moment was one hell of a moment.
Heavy G.
The first ECW champion. Is it Jimmy Superfly Snuka?
Eastern Championship Wrestling. Why don't I just ask you about wrestling in the fucking 1930s? Who did George Hackenschmidt lose? Oh, that's Frank Gotch. Everybody knows that.
That's Frank Gotcha.
Dude,
I've actually met Frank.
I went to high school with him.
Okay. I was being facetious there. For ECW, gotta be a
Shane.
franchise. It's gotta be a franchise.
I love that pick personally because Dean Douglas was, as much as he was a heel and a piece of shit teacher in WWF, I liked it. And then when I got into ECW and I was a little bit older, I was like, what the fuck is this shit? Right? DT.
Survive if I let you. Fucking Taz. All day long.
Taz is a great one.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're doing pretty good because most answers are different than everybody else outside of the earlier one. But, like, to me, it is a clear-cut Sandman.
Sandman's a good one.
Literally was on my tip of my tongue, too.
Hey, Sean, the world was in black and white. Leave me alone.
Sean's giving a shout out to Sean. He's the guy that did our new graphic for a wrestling show. So thank you for watching, Sean. Mm-hmm. Let's see here now. Heavy G.
Yes.
I would like to know your favorite because this is going to be there's going to be a couple of things here now because they're all focused on the big gold belt for these next couple.
Okay.
Give me your favorite WCW champion when it became WCW. So Ric Flair's NWA title into the WCW reign is your cutoff because Ric Flair WCW.
So the big gold belt in WCW?
WCW big gold belt, yep.
It's got to be Flair.
That was the answer I got out of Fat Man for the NWA title. I understood it. I have a different one because I think Flair is more NWA than WCW.
Well, okay, if I'm gonna go WCW with that, Ron Simmons.
Told you we were diverse on this show.
Wait.
So fucking canceled. Technically, he didn't win that belt.
He didn't win big gold.
Didn't he win? I thought he won big gold.
He won the WCW championship, but
he won the WCW title, but it wasn't big gold.
Okay.
By the time the big gold title came back, Barry Windham?
Okay, big gold.
Because they took it away, because remember, Flair took it to the WWF, and
yeah, that was a whole thing.
That whole kerfuffle, and then eventually it just magically reappeared.
Just magically reappeared.
Okay. Did Vader have the big gold belt?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, because when Flair upset Vader with that shitty ass chop.
No, that was still gold.
So yeah, I'd say Vader.
Deets? Want a dead cat?
It's all right, I got a barking dog too.
That's just fucking hilarious. I'm sorry.
The Wrestling Show brought to you by Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom.
Onlyfans.com/The Pussy Show. Deetsy.
This would be Hollywood
again. I show my age.
Hey,
I think you said my answer. We want to repeat it again?
Did you say Hollywood?
That was going to be my answer, yeah.
Hollywood!
Okay. Yeah. It's either Hollywood Hulk Hogan or I'm going to throw it back to my boy, Lex.
He held it for less than a week. Yeah, the big gold.
Hey, but that pop was amazing. To me, that is still an all-time pop when he wins it in the Georgia Dome on a random-ass Monday Night Raw.
I'll tell you, Hogan came to mind, but nothing. I don't think it comes across as the five-time WCW heavyweight champion Booker T.
I do enjoy that his 5th reign was in WWE.
Right?
I have a question.
I have an answer.
Was that belt the belt held by Rick Rude when he was
Then that was my next question, Heavy G. So you can start me off. Who was your favorite WCW International Champion?
Rick Rude?
Shit, I have to go Sting then.
Ooh. Yikes.
And I can't even remember because I think there's only like 4 of them.
Yeah, isn't there?
There's not many.
I will bring up the list now as you think. I think there's 7.
I actually don't know. I have no idea.
4.
The only ones I know are Flair and Rude. Which
There is
ironically
only 4. There is
Flair,
only 4. Rick Rude, Sting, Ric Flair, and Hiroshi Hayes.
Hiroshi Hase. He actually won it. He
I thought you barely
won it.
fit
Yeah,
English,
he won
I don't know
it.
Japanese.
Yep, he won it in he won it in Japan with Rude. I think Rude on is that not who Rude won it off of? Hase?
No, Rude won it off Ric Flair, and I think that was the issue because he was NWA champion, and they didn't want the title change. And then Flair left, and then all of that nonsense with Jim Herd and Ric Flair, Spartacus.
Okay.
So, like, it was like I said, that window was so crazy because the big gold belt is gone. They use a shitty one, can't use it anymore. Come up with, honestly, the WCW title that replaced the big gold belt was fucking beautiful.
Yes.
Like, it looked like a wrestling championship. It wasn't out of place, but it was hard to replace the big gold belt.
Still the best title in the biz.
So we have an answer from everyone.
Except for me, but I'm just going to say Rick Rude because...
Again, with 4 names, it's not going to be that. Rick
Yeah.
Rude would, and to me, Rick Rude, world champion. From that belt alone, because it was a world title.
Mm-hmm.
This one is, to me, I think is an easy answer. But from 2002 to 2013, the WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
This is easy for me. Super easy. Triple H.
I actually would go to Randy Orton.
Really?
Because he was last one to hold it?
No, because he had the whole memorable, hey, I'm the youngest to win it. How'd he do? And then he gets freaking dumped on his head the night after.
FG.
Shawn Michaels when he wins it in the Elimination Chamber wearing those brown shit colored tights.
I don't care what
You hear the
people
story
say. I
about
actually really like that outfit.
Did you hear the story about that?
Didn't he not have it get his or was his like thing
He lost
stolen?
his gear.
He lost
Yeah.
his gear and had to get him done like the last second or something like that. The shit brown with a silver H on him.
You know what's funny is that of all the championships that you see, like, and it kind of goes with this, in my opinion, that poor Cats. This is the greatest. Fucking Peter's gonna be all over us.
All
Just
day.
say,
Pussy's getting beaten all over the place here. No,
That's the new T-shirt.
right?
That's the new T-shirt.
Pussy's getting beaten all over the place. No, when I think of championship titles that like physically look great on people, the World Heavyweight Championship on Triple H just looks perfect.
yes.
You know what I mean? The WWE Championship does not look like that on anyone yet.
No.
In my opinion. But the big gold belt with Triple H behind it, I guess it's just the optics of it. It just looks fucking beautiful. And no other belt that I can see other than maybe Okada and the V4 version of IWGP Championship. Maybe that kind of works as well, but not as well as Triple H and the Big Gold Belt.
You don't think Stone Cold and the Winged Eagle?
He held it for a day.
Well, it's not even that. It's the fact that physically looking at it on him, it doesn't look like, oh my God, it's this humongous prize in this business and it's to this guy. You know what I mean? It's strange.
I can agree.
Yeah, I almost can't understand it myself, other than the fact it just looks good on him. It's weird.
Honestly, Edge. And I think it's a little bit of Canadian bias, but he made his name with that belt and those cash-ins. Like, yes, the first one was the WWE title at New Year's Revolution. But when he beat Undertaker on SmackDown, taking it from Kennedy to cash it out, like, it was so different. Like, nobody expected it. And especially in the world of spoilers at the time, everybody knew it was going to happen. SmackDown still had a bunch of viewers because it's fucking Edge.
Right. It was. I remember the pop. I was there live. Holy goddamn! People were literally leaving, and everyone turned back and jumped back into their seats once they heard Edge's music. It was like, holy shit! And just the pop in that fucking place was unbelievable. It was one of the biggest pops I've personally been a part of. And if Fatman were here, he would probably disagree with me because that's what
I'm telling you right now. The pop
Shill
was good
shill.
boss. Like, and it sucks that you didn't go to Raw after Mania. Okay, because we bought the package everything. But I'll never forget. I sat down next to Dickhead, the ex-wife, and Jerry. And I'm like, okay. And I'm watching Del Rio selling the ring. Now, we got Money in Bank like 7-8 years at this point. And I'm like, that's strange. Why is he still selling? Is it gone to commercial? And I went, no, it's not. Camera. Because I knew what was coming and I knew the pop. Still didn't take anything away from how loud it was in that building.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure.
Now we go to, I got a couple more belts here because again, I do like this chatting. This is me 2 answers. Give me, Dietz, your WCW Cruiserweight Champion.
Ooh. 2 names immediately come to mind, both with mask, but definitely the 2 that you're probably not thinking of. So the first one I'm going to say is Juventud Guerrera.
Out of
The
left
other
field,
one-
sure, yeah.
The other one is Creed.
Dietz, thank you. Sleazy.
Ooh, I think I have to go with the obvious one, Ray.
The obvious one?
There's a big
people.
one that also I didn't say either.
I think the cruiserweight. When I think of the WCW cruiserweight title, I think of Rey Mysterio, and the other opponent that probably somebody else will pick, but
Which
it's
opponent?
Eddie.
Halloween Havoc, baby.
Yeah,
I didn't think Eddie.
really. There's another big one
Mm-hmm.
that nobody.
Mine?
Ultimo Dragon.
Yeah, what's
Oh,
your
yeah, I'd say Ultimo Dragon because you say he's a big one and somebody that held a lot of belts. Mark
Right.
Cruiserweight champion, again going the Canadian side of things, but just memorable for me, Jericho.
Jericho
Talking
is a
about
big
big
one.
pops, I defy anybody that is not a top 3 pop in any wrestling organization when Dean Malenko hauls off that mask in that battle royal.
That's where I was going with
Yep.
Father.
My pick for that? Billy Kidman.
Billy Kidman's a good one too.
I enjoy Billy Kidman, yeah?
Here, I'll throw one out there that is less known, but still historic. Medusa.
Yeah.
It would lead me in that when we talk about the WWE version, because there's 2 different versions of that belt when I bring it up, by the way. Miss Jackie winning the. So
Just-
everybody got their answer in?
Yeah, all I remember for Billy Kidman is when he got that dirty grunge character, and he called his
7-year itch.
press the 7-year itch.
That man was hooked on heroin and quit it so fast.
Right?
Okay.
God bless.
We'll start with Heavy G first. Again, there's two different versions. There's one that came out in 2016 and the one that WWE blended into it from the Invasion on the WWE Cruiserweight Championship.
Jeez.
Now, I know none of us are cruiserweights and even sniff this belt.
Right?
Heavy G.
Enzo.
Oh, you're thinking the newest one.
So, because the newest one is technically called the NXT Cruiserweight Championship. Because that is the difference, because there's a different lineage between the both. So I'll take his for the NXT side. What about the WWE version? Like in terms of just WWE? Okay.
Trying to think.
Are they? They are considered separate titles, aren't they?
I've got a great one.
I don't know of any of them offhand.
Well, let him think. I can go on with mine.
Okay.
Did Tajiri have it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, then I'll try to think of if Tajiri was one of them. So yeah, Tajiri, and then I'll go with Enzo Amore with the newer one.
DT?
So Matt Hardy.
Thank you.
So
That was mine.
that entire gimmick was amazing. And then, do I have to pick a newer one as well?
From basically starting off, the title reign started with TJP winning the Cruiserweight Classic. Ended with
Neville.
Neville.
Yeah.
To be quite honest,
Pac, whatever you want to call him now.
I was going to say Pac, yeah.
Dude always appears in like 3-month spans and disappears for 6.
Right.
I got the list pulled up here, and I was hemming and hawing between two names, but then I looked at the list again and realized it's Jordan Devlin for me. He won that belt, got pushed away for COVID, had that belt fucking forever, and then came back and had a banger match with Santos when they unified the Cruiserweight titles. Anybody actually watch NXT UK? It was just me.
I did. It was you, Dietz, and like 4 other people.
So this will be just for Dietz. There was 4. Who's the NXT UK champion to you?
Walter, technically.
I like Walter for the longevity, and
But
normally
at
I'm
the same time, Pete Dunne
I was going to say
that dude holding that title.
Pete Dunne.
I like the first and the last person to hold the belt. He's the only person to hold it twice. Tyler Bate. They built that company on his back when there was no company, and they built that belt. And then Pete Dunne took over, and then Gunther took over. Funny how none of us said Dragunov.
Fun fact, my daughter is obsessed with him.
Is he? Is she? Wow, is he? Wow.
Oh, yeah. She'll literally just do this the entire song, and yeah.
I mean,
couple more, and then I got some Reddit things like to popping up just as I'm asking these questions.
Okay.
I've got a good Reddit one, by the way.
Can you give me your... Where's it to? I just had the fucking thing. Oh, here it is. Can you give me your WWF? No, fuck, where'd it go? You see, I feel like an idiot now. Tag team belts. Haha, there it is. Give me your WWF European Champion.
Oh, that's a hard one.
I have 2 answers. One's a favorite, and one is just I'll never forget.
Man. I think for me, D'Lo Brown.
So I'm swaying my head.
Yeah. I think it has to be D'Lo Brown for me.
First Inter or Eurocontinental Champion.
Yep.
Heavy G?
William Regal.
Regal's a good one too.
TC.
So he took mine. I that's where I was going to lean to was a William Regal, but old Davy Boy.
The first one, yeah.
Yeah.
Davy Boy was my pick in terms of my favorite because I thought it was great that the European Championship went to a European. Al Snow, boys.
Al Snow. Oh yeah, the champion of Europe, where he beats other champions.
He come out every week with a different costume, a different place. Al Snow was great for that. I'm going to go to some current titles now to finish this off. Dietz, who is your WWF Intercontinental Champion, but the belt I'm specifically talking about is the oval one.
Chris Jericho.
The oval one.
But if I want to be Dietz, Curtis Axel.
He didn't hold it.
Yes, he did.
He never held the
He held the Intercontinental title, but he won it when it was that one.
Yeah.
I thought he had. I could have sworn he had the oval.
Nope.
No,
right,
sir.
Then Chris Jericho.
Then Jericho. Sleazy?
Jericho's a good one, but I'm going to pick Jeff Hardy.
For me, the logic, I love how we talk about it. The shock win against Triple H. Nobody thought it was coming, especially when they're going through the two-man power trip. Heavy G.
Jeff Hardy.
Jeff Hardy. I don't like him that much, and I haven't, but I got to give it to him. Mr. Rock. He was the first one to hold it.
That's a good one.
He brought it in, and like it looked nice on the Rock's shoulder. Like to me, anyways. Like,
that's another great example of a belt that physically looks great on the person that's on. You're absolutely right.
So now we'll go to, and I'll take 80s earlier or after when it was the White Bird, like the Intercontinental Championship. Who is your Intercontinental Champion? Sleazy.
Razor Ramon.
Heavy G.
Macho Man.
Ooh. DT.
This is an easy answer, but I want to make it a little difficult.
Why?
Because, like, everybody, it's Mr. Perfect.
Mr.
Like,
Perfect's a
that's
good one,
the simple one. There's that. But then there is the machine called Ricky the fucking Dragon, baby. And it's for me, it's perfect. But there is so many good old school champion. I mean, shit. Even though he's a 3-minute flair, the Ultimate Warrior was the fucking
I was
shit.
just gonna say that belt looked good on the Ultimate Warrior.
Mm-hmm.
That yellow belt, that was fucking awesome.
Yes.
I saw this the other day on Reddit. Can't remember what page, but it was perfectly the Mount Rushmore of Intercontinental Champions and who the four should be. I've never saw something more clear in my life that was perfect. One of these four is my favorite Intercontinental Champion and who I think of. Gunther, Miz, Jericho, and the Honky Tonk Man.
That's pretty goddamn good.
2 of the longest reigns and 2 of the most championship reigns. You're not going to touch it. To me, it's the Honky Tonk Man. And in a couple of years, it's going to be Gunther when I think of the IC title altogether. But it's still the Honky Tonk Man. That man should have never been champ that long and made that fucking belt wicked. A heel champion, counted out in DQs to retain the title. It was made for him.
Yeah.
And
You're
if you believe
right.
the story rumor that he wouldn't drop the belt to Macho Man, so that's why Macho Man won the WWF title. Oh, excuse me.
Bullshit.
Right? Okay, so because we did the other ones, the WWE United States Championship. Heavy G.
John Cena.
Funny.
I didn't say this. I'll take it, but I didn't say this.
I actually agree with him. And not the run that you'd think. The you want some, come get some open challenge.
Oh yeah, okay. When he beat Rusev.
Yeah.
I love
And
that shit.
That
Owens.
when
He
he,
had a banger match with
what I
Owens.
say when he introduced Kevin Owens,
Sami Zayn, Cesaro.
Sami
Oh,
Zayn,
yeah.
yes.
No, I
Yes.
like it.
when he actually used it to introduce new stars.
Yeah.
Dietzy.
Fuck,
gonna
you
say-
gotta get hurt.
What?
Man, normally I have a bottle chilling with me tonight, but I don't. It's Logan Paul, baby.
Oh God.
Recent bias, but like that man's had that title for over 200 days. A YouTuber. Nobody ever thought he was going to be as good as what he was.
Would have been done.
Sleazy,
even
this
3
was for
years
you, by the way. Reddit had a meme. It was Cody Rhodes, Logan Paul, and they were like, they're both big in Japan.
Yeah.
My answer is Eddie Guerrero. Again, I like first-time champions again. I really do because I find they stick. Like if I was to talk about the blue SmackDown tag titles or whatever they evolved into, to me, I'll always think of Heath Slater and Rhino. He got kids. He needs this job. Right? Like, but that's just personal to me. Like, difference would be if I said a 24/7 title and I don't say our truth. Who do you think of?
Akira Tozawa.
That was one I thought of.
Oh, this
You know who it is, Dietz. I know you do, and I can tell you the name now. Exactly who you're thinking about.
it's Rockstar Spud, but it's
Drake Maverick.
Thank you. And his hot wife.
Sleazy.
Glenn Jacobs.
The mayor. Of course, you'd fucking mark out for that.
Right?
Fuck sakes. Any other good ones here?
To be fair, from a personal standpoint, I hate the person. I think his politics are garbage. But the character of Kane, top 5 characters of all time for me.
I have
In
one,
terms of
Ryan.
character.
I have
Go
one.
ahead.
I'll start with you. Smoky Mountain Heavyweight Championship.
God damn it!
I couldn't even mention.
The first 2 names that pop in my mind are Dirty White Boy or Chris Candido.
Lance Storm?
I was going to say Lance Storm because it's the only other one that everyone's going to say. I don't know any of them.
Jake the Snake Roberts.
I didn't even know he was champion. Fuck
Well,
it,
that's-
him.
Smoky Mountain's what? That's Georgia Championship.
No, that's
Ryan.
when Cornette ran.
But I don't have a belt one, but I do have a nice question that I think we all would have a different opinion on.
Yeah, throw it
This
out
is
there.
why I like the Reddit Fatal 4
So-
bag.
The fatal 4-back.
We can all agree that the biggest catchphrase currently over is yeet.
Yeet.
Yes. In your opinion, what is the worst catchphrase ever?
What?
No yeet.
What?
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 Stupid.
What?
Fucking
I-
stupid.
I hate it.
And the worst part about it is, it's fucking 20 years later. It's still goddamn over.
Yep.
How
I
about this? CM Punk. CM Punk.
no
It's
yeet.
actually where I was going to.
10 years older.
Okay, hey, let's throw this out there. How far back do you think the butterfly effect happened with CM Punk going to WWE?
I think the seeds got planted with the Hangman ship.
I can go further back than that. Naomi and Sasha Banks leaving WWE. Because the reason why anything of that happened with Jack Perry and CM Punk was because Punk tweeted about
saw
workers'
that.
rights.
I
So
saw that.
Naomi leaving caused CM Punk to go to WWE.
That's amazing, right?
Right?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
There's so many great and we talked about this on the last Reddit one, But I thought that was a really good one. I do have news and rumors. I'll wait till we're done with the actual Reddit stuff. Normally, Fat Man would do that, but I figure I'll take care of that. There isn't too much in terms of news and rumors, so
I mean, there's 2 fucking pay-per-views this weekend. Really?
yeah, we're gonna be pounding a lot. But
Yeah, I am.
Well done, sir. Is there any other Reddit related content we want to?
I'm just scrolling through now. Like, we ate a lot of time talking about a lot of different championships, which is cool and I like it.
Right. It's a nice
I
send
mean-
off for Ryan.
I like that.
I have
Go ahead, Heavy G.
What about the old school NWA United? I'm sorry, the old NWA television type.
We went over this. Is Arn Anderson for me because this was one of the belts I asked Fat Man about. He said Arn Anderson. I said Sting because of the Great Muta feud.
I don't even remember who I said.
You didn't answer. I asked you specifically about Chikara, and I asked Fat Man specifically about NWA.
Oh, okay. That's probably why I don't remember then.
Tony Blanchard.
Blanchard's a good one.
That's where I was going with mine. Was good old Tully.
Another one that would be good. That would be another one. Jake the Snake Roberts had it back when he was with the Legion of Doom. When it was the Road Warriors, him and King Kong Bundy.
Not bad.
Not King Gunther. Hold on, because I just read this, so I want to get out.
Okay.
Not counting Gunther. Who should Lesnar face when he comes back?
Dragunov.
Oh, Lesnar,
Right? That's Mike Awesome Masato Tanaka territory.
Ron Breaker.
Breaker would be a good one too, but I don't think the matchup works. I think it needs to be someone who's willing to die.
Then my answer works. Give him his match with Dom.
Yeah, Dom works too.
Oh God,
yeah. Wow.
That would be fun to watch. I'd pay money to see that.
No.
Actually, I have. We haven't mentioned him the entire show.
Dave Meltzer?
Yeah. No, if I'd want to see him, I'd want to see Lesnar either against Solo or Tama Tonga.
I don't think Solo's built up enough. And he's going to murder Tama.
Oh.
Two-time NWA heavyweight champion of the world. R-Truth.
Truthy.
That'd be all right.
True.
You know,
Izzo.
just imagine the comedic like we already had that little snippet of Lesnar and R-Truth. I just want to give me a little more.
Why not Cody?
That's already happened though, and they shook hands.
So the last thing I got from Reddit specifically of random stuff is, what is the worst botch you can think of? Doesn't have to be from WWE. Could be from an indie show. Doesn't matter. What is the worst botch you can think of?
The whole 3 matches that we saw on WrestleMania weekend.
Oh, Fat Man's probably so agreeing right now.
Fucking BCW show.
Yeah. How can it not be Sid busting his leg going off the second rope?
Because I have one that somebody actually dies.
Oh, the one
Wow.
where
We
Rey
went
Mysterio does.
everybody went gruesome.
See, I was just gonna go with something a little less terrible, I
Jeff?
guess. Well, I mean, there's so many stupid ones that I love.
So I got one that specifically affected a company.
Go on.
Mass Transit wasn't a botch.
Ate shit on the Shooting Star Press when he was the World Heavyweight Champion and got himself almost injured, but somehow he survived.
Lesnar? The WrestleMania 19 incident?
No. I'm talking. This was WCW.
Oh.
Billy Kidman. He literally clips his legs on the roof, and literally Bischoff tries to grab his head.
Oh, that okay.
And it's like it's one of the later WCW pay-per-views that happened, and I cannot remember it for the life of me.
I can't either. But
he stopped. They wouldn't allow him to do the Shooting Star Press anymore. He had to change his finisher. And then he drops the title like 10 days later.
Did do Hayabusa when he broke his neck doing that.
Oh, the lion salt.
And Benoit.
Yeah.
Benoit.
There was the Eddie Guerrero elbow dislocate during the frog splash.
Oh,
Their
God,
debut match. Fuck's sakes.
Well, if you're gonna do a debut match, what about Edge against Los Boricuas when he did that somersault over the top rope and broke that guy's neck?
Oh, Jesus. Well, you want to talk about breaking guys' necks, draws?
Yeah.
Owen Hart.
No.
On Austin, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And then Owen Hart himself.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a bunch of them.
Was that a wrestling botch, though?
I mean, it happened in the ring. Too soon, guys? Too soon? No.
What the fuck ever.
Right? No, for me, it's probably a little bit more lively. Just anytime a table doesn't break. Just when they're trying to do a table spot and it doesn't break, and it's constantly funny. It always gets funny every single fucking time you see it.
I have the ultimate botch. Ultimate botch.
Is it from the Ultimate Warrior? Then it's not.
Royal Rumble. Batista and John Cena go out at the same time. McMahon comes in and rips both of his quad.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
There's another Royal Rumble one where Taka Michinoku literally obliterates his own face, and they keep replaying it over and over and over from different angles. Sounds.
Yes.
Funny enough, he was supposed to be in another spot later. When Funaki comes out by himself and it looks right random, it's because Taka's face was back in Japan.
What about
Brock Lesnar breaking Hardcore Holly's neck?
I mean, he deserved it.
Wow.
Eminem,
Fuck him.
Eminem's ladder spot with the Hardys.
Oh, with Joey Mercury breaking his nose?
Joey Mercury got blown
Armageddon 2006?
Yeah.
Just because I like to show off that I know it. Now, okay, basically I'm done my Reddit shit. Before we continue, I want to ask, has everybody stayed on the honor code and not watched the most recent episode of Wrestling Jeopardy yet?
We have not.
I haven't.
I haven't watched any of it.
Okay, because again, shout out to Kevin J. Callis. Yeah, and Wrestling Jeopardy.
Yep.
We're big fans here on the show. He interacts with us on Twitter and everything because we're putting him the fuck over. So go check his shit out on YouTube. It's on Twitter too. That is going to be specifically a special episode because again, I go back to what I said before. This is going to be my last Tuesday for a while, it looks like. Work and adult stuff. But don't worry.
Get something.
Takeovers are happening every week. No more podcasts for Ryan in terms of being able to be censored by that sleazy fuck right there.
Why afraid of me, you bastard?
Again, on my screen, it's not you, it's him. But it's looking to be tentatively scheduled for Thursday nights. It's going to be late night because I work late, but we're going to have a multitude of fans. So if you do want to message Ryan Buck at thewrestlingshow.com or get through any one of us through our Facebook or Instagram pages if you want to be a fan on the show, because we are going to do after hours. Wrestling show, late night after hours. There's nothing specific we are going to talk about besides wrestling. New school, old school, black and white, pixelated, 8-bit, doesn't matter. Whether it's a video game, whether it's theme music, we are going to talk everything about wrestling. Not all the guys are going to be on every week, so it's going to be a fresh panel as well. So I do enjoy that we'll get fresh with fans and our staff here. Hopefully everybody tunes in. Like I said, it's going to be real off color, boys. Just to be like, I still won't use the big three, but it's going to be off color because we're going to just let loose. And we're going to have fans versus staff, debates, shit like that. The reason I say this and bring it all up because our trivia episode, when we watch Wrestling Jeopardy, I want it to be a special one-off episode, not a Tuesday night one, so we can all dedicate the time to do this because that's going to take a while. It's 26 questions. We need Sleazy to work his computer magic to give us a scoreboard as we go.
Yes. So yes, make sure that you're tuning in because this is going to be a whole new concept. I can't wait for it. I can't wait for the when we get banned on Twitch and YouTube and every place else.
Oh, it's coming.
I'll come back the following Tuesday and we're like, yes, we're live from fucking nowhere. But no, in all seriousness, check it out. It's going to be a hoot and a holler and everything else.
Oh yeah, I can't wait. I again, it's me hosting it, so that's why we get away with the late night shit. I do appreciate everybody, and I do appreciate Sleazy giving me this idea to keep me in the wrestling show because it did break my heart going back to work, and I didn't want to do it. So it's just nice to know that I can still be a part, still chat to everybody, and still put content out for our multitude of fans.
And what night is this?
I'm shooting for Thursday nights, and for Newfoundland time, I don't get home till like 11:30. So for America time, it's going to be like 9:30, 10 o'clock start time. Again, that's why late night, we might not get as many.
Perfect.
Dads and shit like that.
Right after the best darn sports show period too.
Even better. Look at all them plugs.
Perfect.
Ugly bastards.
Okay. Old ugly bastards. Old ugly bastards. Get it right.
I've got my practice in for hosting. I usually get it on Impact, but I basically ran this. We talked about basically one Reddit thing, but it was so many different championships and stuff in range of people that we all knew, which was kind of fun. I love it. Let's get to some news and rumors.
Okay, let's get to it. News and rumors. Normally, like I said, Fatman runs this, so I'm going to do it. Let's start with a dumb one, I guess. I don't know. Tokyo WWE Yokoso. For the first time in 6 years, WWE is coming back to Tokyo to run a house show. It's going to be 5 days from now. So it may have already happened by the time we actually get on here. But this is amazing. I really enjoy the fact that they're going back to WWE. We'll see how everything goes from there. Thoughts about that, anyone?
I'm surprised that's the first thing you brought up with the injury that happened at the first show from Marigold.
That's number 2.
That's just a show that NXT Japan is coming.
Yes, I 100% agree.
Yeah, I think it's about time because Japan has such knowledgeable wrestling fans. But it's going to be interesting to see because is it me or is it you've had like the crowd at the one pay-per-view was just on fire, but in Japan they're more.
Yeah, it's a respectful.
It's gonna be a different atmosphere, I think. But I'm gonna be interested to see how it's gonna turn out. I think it's gonna be.
If it's a normal Japanese crowd, it's gonna be a shitty crowd, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the thing. That's their. I don't think you'd want a Japanese crowd to be all raucous like a WWE crowd. I think that would defeat the purpose. I think.
There coming in the room.
Wow. I believe that with the way New Japan crowds have been, that it's going to be a lot more loud and a lot more raucous than you'd think. Under normal circumstances, yeah, you're absolutely right. They're a lot more respectful. If a big spot happens, they clap. You know, and it's weird if you're used to American wrestling like that. I don't think that's going to be the case here, and I think because WWE's become, you know, truly the worldwide company that always claimed it was for many years, but it truly is that now, you know. And I think that because of that, people in Japan get that feeling of a WWE show and will be more receptive to doing that. As Ryan so eloquently put it,
Julia hurt.
bad too. She broke her wrist. So the first Marigold show happened. Julia got hurt. I'm just glad that they got through the match and everything. She's not expected to actually wrestle for WWE till July 7th at NXT Heatwave. It's supposed to be for one of the women's titles. She'll be back by then, I believe. It's 6 weeks to heal from a fractured wrist, so it shouldn't be too bad. But it sucks that she got hurt. And this is part of the reason why WWE, as a norm, really doesn't allow their talent to go to other promotions. It's
there's no difference. They could get hurt worse than for WWE.
Yes, but the difference is that they don't have the liability of if TNA pulls, you know, let's say she goes to work a TNA show or something, and TNA goes, well, we'll just have her work this fucking newbie, and the newbie fucks her up, and she's on the shelf for 6 months. You know what I mean? At least WWE has the power to make sure that the person that's facing their star isn't going to fuck them up.
Right.
Obviously, shit happens in the ring. Injuries happen all the time, but it's a lot less likely if you can really, truly cater who you've got in the ring with. Speaking of injuries...
Breaking news. There was a new NXT Heritage Cup champion. Tony D'Angelo.
Oh, Tony won it?
Yeah.
Tony won.
So
Nice.
that's his, what is it, the booby prize? He didn't win the NXT title, so he won the Heritage Cup?
I think they were supposed to have that fucking cup for longer, and then the Drew Gulak shit happened.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a problem. But, oh well. Speaking of injuries, Eddie Kingston.
What a dumb fucking spot. Did you see that spot?
Yeah.
What fucking happened? What happened to Fat Eddie?
So Fat Eddie did basically a spot onto the guardrail at a New Japan show. It was not New Japan, but New Japan Strong in US.
Sure.
You're right.
Yeah.
So
That's still New Japan. That's like NXT, calling NXT, not WWE.
right, but I'm just saying that it was in the US rather than in Japan.
Right.
But the reality is that Kingston confirmed he broke his leg. He suffered tears to his ACL and meniscus.
Yes.
Both of them will require surgery. He's out for 9 months.
I was about to say, that's 9 months right there, bro.
Yep.
Oh, but you betcha, baby.
Interesting news about Von Erichs. The two kids, Ross and Marshall Von Erichs, claim that they're about to sign with a major wrestling company. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. It probably is AEW. But who knows? They also had a WWE tryout, so maybe it is WWE. So we'll be interested to see where that goes. Speaking of AEW, All Out. Did you guys hear about this at all?
Again, I think me and you are the only one who reads dirt sheets religiously.
Okay.
Well,
I
no, I
did.
read it. I just don't.
So
Go on.
supposedly
Okay.
they moved All Out from September 1st to September 7th. And the reasoning they said behind that was fans stated they wanted it that way.
But they did. Realistically, the backlash of a week between pay-per-views without any kind of deal on the pay-per-views, let alone, like, I'll put it this way. AEW is trying to get on HBO Max. Trying their best. HBO Max is sponsoring WWE matches.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I just think that's funny more than anything else. I think AEW is shooting themselves in the foot. They need to redo Honor Club. And whatever they had for Honor Club, change it to AEW.
I think there was a... If you talk to the E-Drones, the reason why they moved it had nothing to do with fan backlash. It had everything to do with the fact that Bash in Berlin it happens the same weekend. And if you ask me, that's bullshit. There's no reason that's going to be a big deal.
This weekend, NXT and AEW both got pay-per-views. Absolutely. That's a bullshit lie.
Yeah, it's a bullshit lie. I don't doubt that they were kind of getting a, pay-per-view fatigue, because you're talking $60 for All Out and then $60 for All In. So it makes sense.
Sounds like 2 free pay-per-views for streaming.
I can't say anything. Hornswoggle was on a podcast recently with Insight with Chris Van Vliet. I don't know his actual name. Ryan, where'd you go? God damn it! I need you back.
If I don't kill that soon, you're all getting a pass sent to you.
Hornswoggle. What's that?
Every time it starts to scratch or meow, I immediately Mike.
Uh-oh.
And then he threw off. No, I needed this for him. Hornswoggle.
Okay.
Welcome back. God damn it.
God damn it, pal.
What the hell you doing to me here?
Didn't even do it. It just started to boot itself, sir. I'm so sorry.
It's all good. Hornswoggle on his WLC match. I will never top it. I will never do anything cooler.
Never. That is the top 3 sports entertainment matches of all time.
That is his WrestleMania 3. It truly is.
Yep.
So, for me, that is pure sports entertainment. I think that and Johnny Knoxville and Sami Zayn are the top 2. Give me a third one that is pure sports entertainment and not wrestling.
The last ride match.
You mean Boneyard
Taker,
match?
AJ Styles.
Yeah,
Boneyard. Excuse me.
That wasn't
Boneyard
the best
match.
cinematic match that weekend.
This has to be the final deletion.
Ooh, the final deletion's good too.
What about
Final
that?
deletion has to be up there.
What about was it the old timer battle royal that they had?
The gimmick battle royal.
The gimmick battle royal.
I still love. Jimmy fucking fuck you Cornette and Bruce
What did he
Pritchard.
do to us? I thought we were friends with him.
Nah, fuck him too. Fuck
Okay.
all of them. Fuck all of them. I don't discriminate. I just hate everyone there.
Okay.
I think it was. I can't remember if it was Bruce or Jim that told the story about how they're like, why the fuck are we in the match? We're fucking, managers. What the fuck, So he goes up to Bruce and they're like, why don't we just work each other and it'll be fine. Stay away from everybody else and then eliminate each other and call it a day. They get out there. The very first fucking thing they do is Bruce punches Jim and busts him hard way. And he's bleeding from the nose. I'm like, you fucking idiots. They spent this entire time trying to stay away from getting hurt. And they fucking bust each other instead.
What about the lingerie match between Patterson and Briscoe?
Oh, God. What a stupid match. Stupid fucking match, but it was so good.
That is the definition of the Attitude Era. What a stupid fucking match, but it's so good. Because you didn't care about wrestling quality. There were so many characters. And even over in WCW, they still had characters. They just relied on the older guys. It seemed too much, which is fucking funny because the average age of the old guys back then is the age of the old guys that are killing it now. What is the difference? That Hulk Hogan at 40, and I'll use Hogan as the example, but Hogan and his generation at 45 versus Randy Orton and AJ Styles at their generation at 45. What's the difference? Why was it so shitty then but fantastic now?
45 is the cutoff point to hit 50, and then you get GCW shows.
How old is Murder Grandpa again? How old was Terry Funk on his 7th retirement match? Hell, Ric Flair was still wrestling better than half the roster in his 60s.
Not in the 70s, though.
Definitely not in the 70s. Apparently, he had another heart attack. He did admit that during the match.
Ric Flair, yeah.
During the match.
During the match.
Yeah, he had a heart attack.
When they said he blacked out because he was dehydrated, he actually had a heart attack during the match.
Hilarious.
What a dumbass. So, okay, this is an interesting thing. Obviously, Marigold, we talked about that already. They held their first match. Io Sky, or Io Shirai, Akira Tozawa, and Kairi Sane sent flowers to Rossi after the show happened, which was really cool. Bit. The next show is at July 13th and at Ryogoku, which is, funny enough, the exact same venue that WWE is running 2 weeks later.
It's different over there, though. Honestly, like if you're running Chicago every week here, it's going to die down. For people that are going over there and not there no more, they could run the day before. And WWE still go and have a fucking, as far as I figure, WWE will still go and have a decent tournament.
WWE is running 2 shows back to back in the same arena. So
yeah, they do that
25th, 26th, 27th. So you're absolutely right there. And part of the reason why that's the case is that New Japan has, we kind of talked about this on more than one occasion, but New Japan doesn't have weeklies. They just have road to shows. So when you want to get like a weekly show, so to speak, you go to the New Japan Road 2 show. And they happen every week. And most of the times they're in the same 4 or 5 different arenas. So it is what it is. And I just think it's funny that they're going to the same arena 2 weeks apart. WWE to Marigold confirmed. You know, that's where I was going.
So, how long until Ospreay's injured? If that's how he was working over there. Right? Like, and like Ospreay worked a lot for you can look at his cage match. Because you got to use cage match. Well, you can use his cage match to see his matches, but like he's going to be working a lot more in AW than he ever was over there, because he's still going to do the indies. How long until he's injured?
I give him less than a year.
2 months.
Only 2 months. Wow.
Only 2 months.
Sure, he's there. Revolution was March. Yeah, he's there 2 months now, give or take.
Yeah. Tommaso Ciampa stated that one of his favorite matches on a recent interview with Bill Pritchard, which is not who you think it is. Whatever. It's not Bruce. It's not Tom. It's Bill. What the fuck? Ciampa named his favorite match, which was him and Gargano versus FTR at TakeOver Toronto. Once again, a show and a match I watched in person. Fucking amazing. Last thing that I have for news, Fonzie is actually going in to the Cauliflower Alley Club Hall of Fame.
Man, that dude's been around fucking forever in multiple things. Like that, I think, is one that is a shock that he's not in Hall of Fame yet. Is he in the hardcore one?
I actually don't know. I don't think he is. They put the ECW arena crowd in there. So who the fuck knows? They just put the Dudleys in this year.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But all the same, the Dudleys have been more or less active. And I noticed that most times they don't want to put active people in, which is pretty good. Like Flair, Sting, can I think of anybody else? Ray? They're the only 3 that I can think of in WWE terms of active Hall of Fame people that were active when they got put in.
Yeah. Fonzie, does anybody remember the most infamous match that Fonzie refereed?
No, I remember the most extreme match. It was 5 minutes long, him and Beulah.
That was a great match. But no, it was the most infamous match he ever refereed.
I know he was in WWE. I know he was in WCW. I'm just trying to place.
Okay,
because a ref job is really good when you don't know it's the ref. Aubrey.
I'll give you guys a hint. It happened in a parking lot.
Was he there when ECW beat the fuck out of XPW?
My God, I hope so. Fuck
I
Rick
can't,
Black.
can't think.
WrestleMania 9. He was the referee in Giant Gonzalez versus Undertaker.
Wow.
Yeah.
He was part of the streak.
That's my that's it. I don't have any more news and rumors. So Heavy G, put yourself over.
You can catch me and the absent Fatman on the Best Darn Sports Show Period 2, which will probably be on tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. We're going to talk about the conference finals coming up in the NHL and the NBA. We're going to talk some baseball. We're going to talk some NFL news. We're going to talk about Manchester City winning the Premier League for the 6th time in 7 years. And talk about so much more stuff. So tune in tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, for the Best Darn Sports Show Period 2.
Before Ryan puts himself over, I just want to say something personally to him. We've been doing this show forever. You know, you and I have known each other for a long, long time. And it's unfortunate that this is happening, that you won't be able to do the main shows for a while. So I hope that everything goes wonderfully with the second show, the late night show. I will definitely be making sporadic appearances on there. I can't obviously say every week, but I definitely want to be on there as much as possible. And we'll obviously miss you on the main show. For those who are just listening to this on the regular feed for the podcast, go check it out on twitch.tv/Sleazy and Fatman and youtube.com/Sleazy and Fatman for the live shows. Those are only going to be live shows for obvious reasons. But good luck to you, man. I can't wait to see what you come up with. So put yourself on.
I love Tuesday nights. Ryan Buck Gotch, Reddit, Twitter, Sleazy Fatman on the Instagram. I give you a Reddit thing, but we did a Reddit episode, a Fatal 4-bag, man.
Fatal 4-bag.
Again, to me, it's fun. Eventually, oh, look, Lash Roo finally showed up at the end of the fucking podcast. Like I said, I love Tuesday nights and making the schedule, going to work, had to be smart about work and all of that stuff with the kids. So it's nice to know that I can do late night and still, again, give back to a show that to me, over the last 11 years, because 2013, and from the first time I was a guest, I wasn't even part of the podcast. I was a wrestler and a guest. This show has lasted through friendships. This show has lasted through my marriage. This show has been an outlet for me, and I love it. And anything I can do to give back to help the show, I will do everything I can. So it's going to be Thursdays, not this week, so don't expect it. And if everything goes according to plan, probably next week. But we will keep everybody updated on all our social media stuff.
Absolutely. I'm at TWS Sleazy. Fatman doesn't have a fucking Twitter because why the fuck not? But we are Sleazy Fatman on X, Instagram, Threads, TikTok. Please go on over there, give us a like. Videos you can find at twitch.tv/Sleazy and Fatman, youtube.com/Sleazy and Fatman, and premium videos at onlyfans.com/The Wrestling Show. Check out that pussy beating on onlyfans.com/The Wrestling Show that Ryan's going to put up. Make sure you like and subscribe on your favorite platform and click that notification icon on YouTube. Like I said, we're doing these pop-up shows. Ryan's doing the Thursday night show. You'll be able to get notified as soon as he goes on live. You can find all sorts of content at thewrestlingshow.com, including articles, merch, and a ton of other cool stuff. Holy shit. You can get this podcast every Saturday morning wherever you get your podcasts, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube Music, and Podbean. Don't hesitate to rate us on your favorite platform. Once again, click automatic downloads. It really does help us out. So with a fuck you to Dietz because he left, a thank you to Ryan, a thank you to Heavy G, and as always for Sleazy.
For the Canadian Fatman.
This is The Wrestling Show. Thank you guys so much for listening. Peace.
A hot dog is a fucking sandwich. Fuck Dave Meltzer. I mean, Kenny Omega's not bad. He's Canadian. Fuck Fat Man. Fuck Al Barrett. And
I'm the truth that you seem to run from. I'm an army of one. I'm a clip in your gun.